There's a big crowd there. There's probably an even bigger one around the catwalk, awaiting the judgment of our fashion team.
Well, before we have a look at our catwalk show, we'd just like to say something about Ms. Balding this week.
Well, I think she's had a winner every day, quite frankly. She's looked sensational.
That champagne suit looks absolutely gorgeous, darling, looking very lovely.
Oh, yes.
Well, we've been talking about how you should dress and how you shouldn't dress, or rather James has, all week. Who better to tell the gentleman how to get dressed for Ascot other than his nibs?
These are troubled times for the fashionable male when, as Cole Porter sang, anything goes.
Well, not at Royal Ascot it doesn't. Formal dress for the English social season, be it the Royal Enclosure at Ascot, a box at Wimbledon, a Buckhouse garden party or Glyndebourne, is a minefield of definite do's and don'ts. That said, the season's all about enjoying yourself in the most elegant of surroundings, so I booked the penthouse suite at Claridges to dress for this most thoroughbred of occasions.
First, the fundamentals. The Savile Row tailors believe that boxer shorts spoil the line of a well-cut suit, and in the absence of my body double, you'll have to take my word for it. The smartest sock is long, so when you sit down, you don't display that unsightly ankle flesh. The correct shirt for Royal Ascot is a very pale base colour or an incredibly subtle stripe, but always with a white collar. Now, what really sorts the men from the boys is the starched stud stiff collar. It's certainly not for sissies, but it really does help keep one's chin up at Royal Ascot. A word about ties and waistcoats at Ascot. It's really not traditional to be too matchy. I mean, it looks dreadfully like a wedding party. So it's always advisable to make sure the tie and the shirt and the waistcoat don't match, but actually complement each other and look absolutely seamlessly, impeccably elegant. Though it's traditional to wear charcoal or buff wool waistcoats, actually, the Edwardians used to favour ivory linen, and that's the choice I've made for this season. And a word about ties. Even the Duke of Windsor didn't tie a Windsor knot. A simple four-in-hand with a neat dimple is the way to go. Now, button-down collars are frankly unacceptable, and I must say that I think a button cuff is to be discouraged at Royal Ascot. You know, men get very few opportunities to wear rather nice gem-set jewellery, and Royal Ascot is one of them. So the French cuff, the double cuff, is the winner. Black shoes, either a cat-toed Oxford or a jodhpur boot, are the form for Royal Ascot or for any social occasion. And as for the essential top hat, I rather like a black antique silk. There, that's the ticket. Now, once you're dressed in your best, the secret is to forget the clothes and enjoy the day. Now, my champagne. Cheers.
Could you not have made that any more camp?
I was going to say, there's nothing camp about that, was there? Really?
Well,
Really?
the shot of your legs with your socks. Do you actually sleep in a top hat with your socks on?
Yeah, but nothing else.
Nice. OK, welcome to our fashion area, our catwalk. We're going to have a little look at some fashions that we've spotted today. Some lovely couples that have come here, all very young. Yes, round of applause. Not models. These are people who've come for a lovely day out today. This is Natasha and Robbie, who've sort of matched their colours up a little bit, haven't they?
Well, I kind of think this is inspired by the Beckhams, actually.
Yeah.
You know, because you really didn't see chaps matching their wives' dresses in previous years, but I suppose now Posh and Becks have suddenly made this incredibly fashionable. They've found an army of followers.
It's so nice to see, you know...
What?
Youngsters coming... What?
So, go on.
Let me introduce Iona and Harry. No, they haven't done that. No, that wasn't always the case of matching it, was it?
Do you know what I love to see is those dog-tooth trousers? I mean, they're becoming the new form for Royal Ascot rather than the pinstripe.
And
Rather
interestingly,
nice.
Iona had flat shoes on there, which, I mean, is very comfortable at Ascot, isn't it?
I think you need flat shoes at the end of the day, but certainly not in the middle of it.
Annabelle and James here. Now, Annabelle's wearing a really lovely floral little number.
Well, we were saying that we didn't see any florals this week at all until Friday. I mean, it is very classically English and really rather sweet.
think that's quite a romantic little catwalk
So do I.
today. It's very nice.
So do I.
Can I ask you about this? Because we've seen lots and lots of designer clothes this week and designer hats, and they do cost a lot of money. But actually, there's been some fantastic looks on the high street this year as well, hasn't there?
Well, I think the point is that most of the designers have diffusion collections now. I mean, even the milliners, Stephen Jones, Philip Treacy, Cosmo Jenks,
Yes,
they
she
all
does.
design for Debenhams or they design for any of those houses. So it's all accessible.
So is it a case of, you know, if you're going to the high street to abide by the rules and feel confident in what you're wearing, and then you will look $1 million?
Well, if you don't feel confident, you certainly won't fit $1 million.
No matter what
So,
you're wearing.
You know, it's a little bit no pain, no gain. You have to go for it.
Okay, I'm not sure I can quite get over the images of you in that top hat and your socks. How
It'll
did you
haunt
feel
you.
about that? Horny?
I said it'll haunt you.
I thought you said, did it make you horny? No?
Back to the racing now.